Hello everyone. I am back again to give you all part 2 of What If Deku was the Luke from Genshin Impact. The last episode, fairly of you should have seen, or if you haven't, please go check the first episode out. So, yeah. Now in the last episode, let's do a recap. Izuku, lost his father, moved out of his, original home with his mother, and just made a deal with Nezu to, find information on a soon-to-be traitor. So, yeah. Also, I'm going to recanonize something. I said in the last episode it would take, Izuku 1 year to find out who, the traitor, what class he'll be in. I think that's a little too short of a time because that wouldn't make sense for the story. That was my bad. But, I'm going to switch it to, all the way until, just when the 10 months starts. Before UA, before the entry exam. So, yes. Now, let's talk about that, longer time skip. One, first off, being he made, Nezu contacted him again and informed him he will be going through recommendation. So, he'll basically have full guarantee to get into Class 1A. Izuku will be allowed to go, anywhere in UA as he likes. Basically, he can go anywhere. It doesn't matter where it is in UA. As long as, unless it's, really, restrictive. Yeah, he won't be able to go there, but anything else he's full access to. He will, even Nezu at some point gave him a key card, will give him a key card to, open any, lock and key doors. So, yeah. As well as other such things he got from Nezu to, so he's more capable in UA. He also has full guarantee, also he can bring his weapon inside of UA, though it does have to be, in a sheath and something like that. So, yeah. Also, if you guys don't know, the blade I'm going to give, Izuku, it's the one we saw Dulic use when he fought all those, monsters. Basically when he, shot his phoenix at one time and he, flung his sword at one and he jumped out at it. It's, the first time we saw a cinematic fight with Dulic. If any of you play Genshin Impact, or, don't know about it, for everyone everyone that does play Genshin Impact and has gone that far, you should know what I'm talking about, which play I'm talking about. But, if you don't know, just search up Deku fighting from Genshin Impact to see the blade. I don't have a picture of it, so yeah. But anyways. Oh, and I also didn't, and if I didn't make this clear with Izuku, basically, what he looks like, he looks perfectly like Deku. He looks exactly like his photo. So, yeah. Now, let's talk more about the time skip. Over this time skip, Izuku did find out a lot of stuff, not only for UA, but other things like that. He found more about the little secret stuff about, the hero, society, as well as the hero basically, the board that basically was, if any, okay, I should also say this will contain comic, manga spoilers, so you're at, watch at your own risk. But, basically, if you any who watch, the comic, or, the manga, you know who Lady Nagant is, and you also know who she previously worked for, the Hero Association Board. So, yeah, he also found out several things like that, including that, one of the things being Lady Nagant, basically being a, Secret Service agent. So, yeah. And, other things like that, and he found a lot of stuff out. And he is keeping this actually to himself. He didn't tell Nezu about this. So, yeah. But over time, at the now let's get to the 10-month period. Now, when the 10-month period started, he finally got, the information of where the, student would be in. And, he told Nezu it would either be, he actually wasn't able to get full precision on it, like he wanted to, but he did tell me it's either going to be in 1B or 1A. With Nezu's just understanding and saying, alright, I understand. And, yeah. And, everything like that. And is eventually when, UA does start, everyone would usually go to, well, the entrance exam. Bakugo still doing everything the same, and yeah. Now in this version, Izuku does not know Bakugo, so Bakugo's personality is a lot more inflamed, putting it simply. Basically, he has some more control over his anger, like he will, he can calm down, but that doesn't mean he's still not going to be a firecracker waiting to go kaboof. So, yeah. So, but anyways, you know, Izuku would, well, go to the recognition. He would get in easily. I mean easily, because in those 10 months period, or in all that, time, Izuku was not slacking a single slighted bit. He was, full blown going, full, NOS training. If you get what I mean by NOS, boost training, like he wasn't stopping. So, yeah. So he passed in easily, and technically, and also seeing the one air guy who didn't, well, decided, hey, I'm not gonna go here. So yeah, but anyways, so he wouldn't get in, but still, he knows about Zuko, as well as Momo and Todoroki, who got in by recommendation. So yeah, and yeah, you know, when the first day of school, obviously Izuku would be coming in, and he would have his blade kind of sheathed on his back, and people would be looking at him kind of curiously, thinking, "Wait, why does he have a big sword?" And a lot of it would be kind of walking around. Then, well, they noticed that Izuku was walked into Nezu's office. Izuku would sit down, and Nezu would then put down the curtains and make sure they were closed so no one could see in, and they would start to talk. Izuku saying, "I got your information, Nezu," proceeding to put a folder on and slide it to Nezu, saying, "That's everything I know. And I'm also assuming you're going to give me that key card we agreed on." Nezu saying, "Yes, of course." With Nezu proceeding to, slide across the table Izuku's card. It was a level S, level A key card. Izuku looking at saying, "Level A, don't they have level S's?" Nezu looking at him very curiously, wondering why he didn't give him a level S. With Nezu just saying that the level S room is not something he will be going into. No matter what deal he makes, it's non-negotiable. Izuku would sigh, saying, "Fine. I understand we all have our secrets to keep, so I won't budge on that. I hope you have a lovely day, Nezu. Also, I do hope you find that traitor, as you put it, fairly quickly, because I really hope he won't be a nuisance to me. Because if I see him, I'm not going to lie to you, I will put him down permanently." With Izuku, walking out. With a lot of, females looking at him. And this is going either to, just the regular students of UA, like the students that aren't in, hero classes, but also everyone from 1A to 3A. Or, what was it? What was it called? Oh, sorry, 3A. Yeah, there we go. Was it like, I was thinking, like, was it like which side of, like, was it like 1C or like 3A or something like that? I think it's like 3A. So yeah, but some people like that also are also looking at him. When he does get to class, he opens the door, seeing Aizawa saying, "Shut up" to everyone. Tenya immediately getting up, doing his hand gesture, saying, "You are late. Why are you late? You better have a good excuse, or else you could get expelled." Izuku would sigh, looking at Aizawa. Aizawa nodding, saying, "Take a seat. Take a seat, Dulic." Dulic also Dulic is a covert name he has. It's a name that he uses for more covert operation where he shouldn't be using his actual full name. Because his full name, he's a rich, pretty boy as some people may think. So he's kind of up there in the more, people that may be more publicly known by his generation of kids. So, yeah. So, Dulic Midoriya, the cousin of Izuku Midoriya. So, yeah. And yeah. But anyways, Izuku would nod, sitting down, saying, "Yes, sensei," and, sits down at his regular seat. Behind Bakugo and, or, well, how should I put this? It's a class of 20. I'll say he's in between, well, I'll just say Shoto's behind him, Bakugo's beside him, and Ida's in front of him. So, yeah. And that's not meant to be, also, I just should say, if I make this clear, this is not a gay ship. The ship will be known later. So, yeah. I'm just making that clear for all you saying, oh, you're going to ship, eat, all three of them or all four of them together. No. It's not a gay ship. I have nothing against gay people or LGBT. My English is no good. LGBTQ people plus. I'm sorry that I messed that up for all you LGBTQ people. There, I got it right that time. Sorry if that was offensive. My bad. I said it wrong. But yeah, no offense to you all. Nothing from you. That it does not offend you. So yeah. But anyways, let's get back to the story. Aizawa would proceed to say everyone that they're going to do you know a surprise physical test, and everyone would be kind of shocked with Uraraka obviously like in canon saying like, don't we have our orientation to go to, which Eraser had obviously said his regular kind of thing, saying yeah, orientation, and he goes on a whole speech of our like earthquakes and stuff like that, and stuff. He tells his regular canon talking. Everyone gets this. Everyone proceeds to get their clothing, even Izuku, being very weirded out that it was in his it was still in his sleeping bag. So yeah. But anyways, eventually they got down, and well, a lot of people noticed Izuku as well. One being a big, long, well, not big, but a nice scar across his back, as well as other small ones across his body. Some even looking to be bullets, well, bullet holes, well, bullet scars. And well, Shoto would ask him, "Luke, why do you have so many scars? And from the looks of it, they also look like you have gunshot wounds. Well, gunshot scars. I don't know the technical term of a gunshot scar. When you see a bullet hole and stuff like that. But anyways, Izuku would put a fake smile on, or well, Izuku would put a fake smile on and just say, "Oh, well, I just trained hard, and well, my dad puts me through a lot of hard training, and one time it was like, I had to dodge a gun, and well then Mineta chimes in saying, guys, I found a peephole towards the girls' room." And then Izuku proceeded to get a foul look on himself, like he's generally, like he's fucking pissed off, like fucking pissed off, like it's the point of he's like, what's a good one? Like when Obito lost Reed, like that pissed off level. Well, not as much pissed off level, but he's definitely like letting out a lot of bloodlust, which pisses off Rich really like scares Mineta, and looking back saying, "Deluke, why are you?" With Izuku proceeding to face him, saying, "If I ever see you looking into a hole that is to the girls' room, or even looking at per se inappropriate when you're out in public, I swear to God, I will not hesitate to kill your ass. That is a threat." So, Izuku proceeds to put his finger into the hole, and it heats up and starts to melt the hole away, and him proceeding to finish his saying, "So don't look at anything." Mineta saying, "Oh, but come." Izuku just looking at him, and he's like, "Fine, whatever." And then proceeds to rumble something, and well, yeah. Saying, "At least I have my own." Yeah, with, well, everyone really just ignoring that. And Gurumashina just said that's so manly, dude. And Izuku would smile back, saying, "Oh, yeah." And then, well, obviously Kirishima in the back says, like, saying, like, Jesus, like, saying, like, damn, he has, like, a switch personality. He was, like, letting off so much, like, bloodlust before. Now he's just so kind and warming. With Baku looking at him, thinking of him and now as a rival. So, yeah. This either is a good thing or a bad thing. So yeah. But anyways, afterwards, Izuku does proceed to they all go out and you know some of the girls did Jiro did listen to all this stuff like regular and canon. So yeah. And Jiro just saying thanks for taking care of the pervert. Izuku looking at her saying, "How do you know that? Did you hear through that peephole?" Well, no, I actually listened through the wall with my ear jacks. Izuku looking at her saying, "So you knew what we are talking about?" And then every single boy that were in the boys' room lit up like a candle, being kind of embarrassed. Well, except for Bakugo, with Bakugo just saying, "You damn pervert, why are you listening to us?" And stuff like that. Her saying, "Well, it's not like I can see you, I'm just listening." Izuku would sigh, saying, "Please, do not do that again." Unlike, him, looking towards Mineta, I can tell you're, sane, and not like him. So I will give you a warning, a fair warning. Don't do it again. And she would nod, saying, "Alright, I won't." And, the girl, with all the guys noticing that he's actually kind of, nice, and, he has a heartwarming side, so, yeah. Also, all this is fake. I'm just letting you all know, he's fully, acting. Well, that decision was more or less like him, but it was everything he's saying is more like acting, and he's putting on a fake smile. And I was kind of surprised, like when he sees this, he was just like stuttering for a second, like, okay, that is surprising on how well he can act. So yeah. But anyways, afterwards Izuku would be, everyone would go and it would be last Izuku, because Izuku, told it, he already knew that what was going to happen that day with the the surprise physical test and quirk test. So he just said like, just put me last, and I can expect people better. And Aizawa would do so, and he really didn't he first suspected of Bakugo, because when he said die, but then he just realized it's just he's just like a like some guy that thinks his powers so overpowered and something like that. Ida, he thought it was too ruly. Shoto was one of his more likely ones, but it looked like it was also something else. Like he had another reason to be mad. He couldn't put his finger on it, but he did hear something about Endeavor with his children not being the best. So, yeah. And, Mineta, he immediately just, no. He immediately just said no. And then when he got to the girls, he originally suspected Uraraka because, financial problems and, bank robbing is his thing that a lot of people do. Like, if you don't know that that's, like, a real world thing, and a lot of people when they're in bankrupt or something like that, they steal money in either big or little ways. So, yeah. And, so so her and Shota are kind of like on the big, are one of his more likely ones. He also has to see, class 1B. So, yeah. And seeing, right after orientation, it's lunch, and then after that, it's, school. He can watch, class 1B, when he's out. Well, when he leaves class. Or at lunch, so, yeah. But anyways, the test would end and they all go back to class, and, by that time orientation is, it's lunchtime and they all go eat. They're all, hungry from, doing stuff outside, and, afterwards they finally, it's lunchtime, and a lot of people are trying to sit with the Luke, especially especially Mina, Uraka, and Momo. No, this is not a harem. They just think he's hot. And also Momo has met him before because rich family and she's a rich family, so rich party events they had to go to when they were younger. So they're more like, him and Momo are more like, really, really old friends, like childhood friends, but, they barely met each other or, saw each other when they were growing up. So it's not really childhood friends, but, they knew each other's existence when they were younger. It's like that. With the boys, first being actually Kirishima, because he thought he was manly, and Shota because he wants to see, what Izuku can do. From what it looks like, he thought that he can just, from looks like it, when he used his quirk, It looked like to be fire-based, but he's not too sure. It could just be, well, he can heat up his body to a certain temperature, like he could, like, with his fire or something. If he, lowers the temperature down to only, so it doesn't come out of his body, just, he emanates a heat. So, yeah. And, well, yeah. Izuku would, try to talk to them, and, well, they heard the bell, and, Izuku would say he will catch up to them. And then afterwards, when they got in, Eraser just gave an excuse saying Izuku felt sick and he actually had to go. Shoto was not buying this for a moment, but everyone else did. Because I think Shoto would be the smartest out of the group because of how he acts at this moment. Because he's a little like how, he's always thinking stuff through in this kind of point in time of his life. Because he wants to be the best to prove to his father. So really, he's analyzing everyone in his class to be better. So, yeah. But anyways, but really Izuku was looking at, well, the entirety of Class 1B, and the only really person he suspected was Monoma, but he just thought that he was just, annoyed that he was just probably thinking that, one of those guys that think they deserve better or something like that. But, he always made sure to, keep on his mind and try to get information on, the main three people, Monoma, Uraraka, and Shoto. So, yeah. But anyways, the day would end, and, he would go to Nezu's office, and at the end of the day, making sure no one really sees him, because, well, Eraser said, oh, he went home, he was sick. So, after the bell, he proceeds just to hide off on the roof, and then, walk to Nezu's office after, everyone left, or everyone he thinks that left. He walks down the halls and immediately bumps into a girl that seems to be holding several pieces of books that are kind of just it's high enough where she can't see anything unless she tilts her head. So yeah, and Izuku would bump into her, noticing the female that had bluish hair and looked curly. And immediately, proceeds to, grab the book, saying, oh, my apologies, ma'am. Or my apologies. Her, raising her head, saying, oh, it's fine. Oh, and my name's Nejire. Yes, the ship is that. So, yeah. But anyways, she would kind of be, shocked at how, Izuku kind of looks older than he looks. Oh, kind of looks older, like, asking if he's, in, the third years, and Izuku wouldn't say, no, I'm in the first years. She would state, oh, you look so much older than, you look. Izuku would chuckle, saying, I'll take that as a compliment. Him proceeding to, pick up the books, asking if she would need help. She would, look at him and say, no, I'm fine, but thank you for helping me pick them up. Then Izuku would nod, saying, yes. Have a wonderful day, ma'am. Or have a wonderful day, Miss Nejire. And Nejire would kind of blushing after this, thinking, oh my god, he looks so hot. Wait, he's a first year, I'm a third year. But, she originally then, she comes to the conclusion that, a lot of people that, they get married and they're kind of like 3 to 2 years sometimes apart in their age. But it's her mind's kind of going fast, so, yeah. But anyways, Izuku gets to the, office and, he tells Nezu that he does suspect Uraraka, Shoto, and Monoma from both classes. So, yeah. Nezu would say anyone else. Izuku would say it's, other than that, maybe Ayama. His personality seems to be, like mine. He's hiding something, but he doesn't, either he just acts like that or he's faking his act. I can't tell at the moment. I'll keep you updated on what I find out. I have to also talk to my spies tonight. Sorry. Sorry. I coughed. But anyways. Izuku would eventually proceed to get to, go back to his house and, put on his more outdoors outfit. Basically, he puts on his, what dulic wears, which will also be his hero costume. But, that doesn't matter. Well, it'll have some variations to it, but, it's still his costume. So, yeah. And he would go out and talk to several of his agents that are in different organizations. Some saying they may get caught soon, and others saying they're fine. And Izuku would just nod to them, saying, "All right, don't contact me at all. Wait for them to not suspect you of anything." The man, with some of them understanding this, and others saying, "No, I can keep going." And he had to say that don't. It's if you're at risk, I don't want to lose you. I have a spy network, and I don't want anyone getting compromised because that could compromise the rest of them. So yeah, and eventually he comes back and really only finds out that Shoto really was he first found out about the first thing he found out was about Shoto. More or less, he was just father issues. Father trained him at a very young age, so he hated his other side, finding out he also had a fire side quirk. So yeah, and he noticed it was just kind of like Endeavor's, where it's more brute strength and more bruteness than anything like more like he can do with like technique wise. So yeah, and he found out about Araka. She did have as you suspected financial problems because she did say like she did kind of become a hero to get money for her family, and he did notice that there was a lot of per se like gaps in payments and other things like that. But really, they owned a he they did own a honest business, and they were actually trying to get out of their little slum. Then it was Monoma, yeah, basically thought self righteous prick, just thought he will deserve better than what he got. So yeah, and but anyways, Izuku would proceed to basically go off and so yeah. And that night, he would also contact Nezu, informing him about that, and the next day would pop up, and Izuku would proceed to basically, go through day, and the next day, and the next day, until, the hero versus villains test. All Might still makes his, entrance, and Izuku does have to fake smile, looking at All Might, though in his mind, just like, he thinks, like, what a self-righteous guy. He seems very too, well, he seems like a selfish hero, he thought to himself. From what he heard, he's a very selfish hero, and will do anything for people. So yeah, and he did find out some things about he actually found out about his real name Toshinori, which he did not say to Nezu. He doesn't know. He never said anything about the names of heroes he knew, but he never found out his quirk. That was the one thing. Well, he couldn't find out, no matter how hard he found out. Like that. That was the equivalent if you put a. That was equivalent if you put a crate on a sunken ship. That ship was inside a vault, and that vault was inside the Titanic. Well, the Olympic. If you guys know what I mean by the Olympic, you know what I mean. If you guys want a video on the Olympic, Titanic and the Olympic, comment that down. I can always tell the story. So, yeah. But anyways, the day would come and, they would all start to dress up, and All Might was kind of curious about why Izuku looked kind of like the Black Knight. There have been pictures of the Black Knight wearing dark and nicer looking clothing, and, Izuku kind of fit the MO, but then, Izuku then proceeded to grab up several other things. One being, several, like underneath his jacket was kind of like pockets on pockets where it did have several medications, more or less medications that can more or less just, make them pass out, like some person pass out. Or, basically, like, it's just like things like, oh, you're in pain? You're not in pain anymore. And other, like, medical stuff like that, and other things like that. Basically, just like a more in-depth version of what Izuku would wear. Though he doesn't like all the pockets underneath him because it's kind of not that comfortable, which is also why he got an extra shirt to go around it, which was better, but he could still feel all the stuff poking into him. No, the needles, because obviously those were put put safety away, but you get, if you all get what I mean, like, it's just annoying. Like when you have an itchy shirt, kind of like that. And they would all go down with Izuku having his blade out of the sheath, and the sheath, you cannot know where it's just in the corner. Izuku would be holding it by the blade with his gloves, which are sharp proof, blade proof, so they're not gonna cut. So he can hold it by the blade, and a lot of people are asking if he's gonna be okay holding it by the blade, and Izuku just said like, my gloves are are blade, or blade proof and stuff like that. And they just said, oh, okay, that's cool. With it, Kirishima saying that's so knightly, and Izuku just nodded. So yeah, with even with even or not Shoto, but even what would be what who should I say this comment to with ah with Tokiyami saying that even looks like you're holding it like a warden from For Honor. No, I don't know anything from For Honor YouTube. Please do not sue me for anything like that. And also, I should have said that before. YouTube, I don't own anything in this video. But anyways, back to the story. Izuku just knows saying, oh, really? I didn't know. And yeah. Afterwards, he would proceed to basically, they would all go down and the teams were made. It's the same thing as before. Bakugo and Ida versus... Actually, no, I'm going to switch it. Switch it up. It's going to be Izuku and Ida versus Bakugo and Uraraka. I'm switching it up. Now, first off, let's talk about Bakugo and Uraraka. Seeing Bakugo is less Pomeranian-like, just saying he's still Pomeranian, but he will make a plan to a certain degree. And Uraraka just suggests that she defends and he goes off and, tries to capture at least one of them. With, Bakugo basically just nodding, saying, yeah. And, but with, Bakugo, or with, Ida and, Izuku would know that, so, you're fast, I'm assuming your quirk is speed-based. With, with Ida nodding, saying, yeah, engine, technically it's an engine on my feet, or on my legs, but yes. Izuku states, well, you're at a disadvantage here. I'm assuming you need a little runway to keep your movement, right? Ida would say, yeah, I am at a disadvantage. Izuku would state, say, can you use seeing your legs are like an engine, would you technically have like NOS or nitrous? Ida would state, yeah, I do. Izuku would then say, so could you use that thrust like a thruster, like a jetpack kind of thing? Ida would think and saying, I never thought about that. I always felt like when it boosted me, but I never thought of using it like a booster pack. Well, like a boost, like a jump boost. Izuku states, well, they won't suspect us getting up there too soon, so I can get up there quickly, but I could, throw you up and you boost up. Ida would nod to this, this, and then, but Ida just says, then what? Izuku says, then we go up the rest of the way. Hopefully, I'm assuming what their plan is going to be is one protects the bomb and another goes against us. If we can, leave, per se, if you can go ahead of Bakugo, I believe it's Bakugo, leave him at a lower floor and we, go up another, or one or two, we should be able to bypass Bakugo. Ida does note and saying that would be smart. We would only have, one target, one person to fight. Izuku saying, yeah, I'll take care of Uraraka, you just go for the bomb. Ida would nod and their plan would be met, or be set. With Ida, when, everyone with, the bomb being set still in the same spot, and Izuku would proceed to fling, Ida in the air using, his blade, as a, paddle, like he had Ida on the, flat side of the blade, and he just went flink. The blade is quite strong, so you could take that easily. This blade has been in their family, in in Izuku's family for generations. The thing is tough. Putting it simply, it's tough. That thing never rusted. So yeah. But anyways, Izuku would proceed to basically fling him in the air and then proceed to make kind of use booster, make his put fire. Use fire on his feet and, start to fling him up. But Ida does proceed to have some difficulty because this is the first time he has ever done this as a boost. So instead of him going all the way up, he proceeds to go right on the floor where, Bakugo comes in. And he's like, what the hell? Noticing, Diluc, Izuku, but, he thinks Diluc, them going up. Ida would just yell saying, go ahead, Diluc. I'll stay here. Izuku states, states, got it, and goes up. Him, noticing Uraraka, proceeding to float several things, and, is watching using his fire quirk. Making sure he's out of sight, but watching through the window right on across the wall so he can look through the window. He sees her feeling, notices she's, about to fall, but then catches those and she says, "That's all I can do." Then, she says, "Now I have to wait." Her concentrating and, throwing up several times, and then, you can hear, "3 minutes left. Go, 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 heroes." And, yeah. And then, then they heard Ida Tenya is captured, is out of the fight. Izuku proceeds to sigh, saying, "Alright, screw it." Proceeding to, blast into the windows, which Uraraka was not, literally, really not suspecting at all, and proceeded to, with Izuku proceeding to shoulder strike Uraraka to the ground and immediately tries to run at the bomb, but then he's immediately stopped by, a piece of, a desk, flinging him off course. Izuku going to the side and notices, Uraraka just, threw something at him. Him sighing, saying, you shouldn't really throw stuff at someone. Uraraka say, "What are you going to do about it, hero?" Izuku would just smile and says, "Oh, you shouldn't have said that either." Proceeding to fling out his blade and immediately proceed to, send a giant blast of fire, like a big fire wave at her. Her immediately getting behind something that isn't wood. Getting behind a metal desk and immediately, braces. Which the fire goes over her and Izuku is immediately running after her. Her looking back and immediately noticing he's running at her. And then her proceeding to kick the desk that she just used for cover. And, kicks it at Izuku. Izuku immediately dodging to the side, proceeding then to, use the wall, or then, jumping on the wall for a second, and then immediately lunging at her, bringing his blade down, and proceeding to stop as soon as before it's going to hit her, with him stopping and saying, "You're out. Well, technically you would be dead if I didn't stop, so you're out." Whether it's proceeding to just look at the blade, the very sharp blade that's about to cut her, whether that was about to cut her, head nice and open for all to see, with her looking at it saying, "Whoa," or her kind of shocked, and Zuko just says, "Next time," with him actually saying, "You did better than most." Proceeding then to, just jump at the bomb, with Baku jumping in saying, "What the hell was that?" I heard I heard something. And then he sees Izuku touching the bomb and said, "Wait, what?" Then him looking around, noticing the several things that are floating. Uraraka basically just she's just not there at the moment. And sees the broken glass, and he's like, "Damn it, he went through the glass." And he would, go up to him saying, "Damn it, Dulic. You think you're better than me?" Being, now pissed off. Izuku would look at him saying, "I don't think I'm better than you. I know I'm better than you." "What? Tell me, how long have you been training that quirk of yours, Bakugo?" "What does that matter? It's a quirk. It doesn't need to be trained. Mine's the best, whether I train it or not." Izuku just laughs, chuckling, saying, "Oh, is that so? Well, I've been training not only on my quirk, but on my physical body as well as my swordsmanship ever since I was a toddler. At this moment, we are leagues apart. Do not aggravate me. It will end poorly for you and any who oppose or that are with you. Do I make myself clear?" Izuku looking at him with All Might proceeding to say, "Young Dilute, or young Midoriya, young Bakugo, do not fight." Izuku proceeding to smile and grabs his blade by the hand and says, "I wouldn't dream of it." All Might, Sensei All Might, with Izuku proceeding to go to the glass and stop on it and looks at Bakugo saying, "Remember what I said, Bakugo." Him jumping off and immediately using his thrusters, him jumping off and landing, excuse me, with him jumping off and basically using his feet like boosters again, seeing Ida basically tied up, well, just standing tied up and looking down, and Izuku would go through the glass, breaking it again, breaking another, glass, and Sai saying, "Why do I have to keep breaking through glass?" Ida would just look at him saying, "Sorry, Midori," with Izuku saying, "It's fine. Trust me, I wasn't, well, I always, well, whenever I started training, I always made mistakes. That's fine. Plus, we have 3 more years, and this is the first ever test the first ever activity we did. There's always next time." Proceeding to use his blade and, well, cuts, well, the chains and proceeds to, well, proceed to heat up the metal pieces around his arm and, well, burn them off. With Ida's, so much, feeling, well, wincing in pain, well, not wincing in pain, but just feel a small burn. With him saying, "Why'd you take them off like that?" Izuku would say, "Wait, don't you feel that? Oh, well, I forgot my quirk. Well, I'm the only one who's immune from fire." "Wait, what?" Izuku said, "Oh, yeah. Any fire that touches me either by my fire or others, I'm immune. I kind of forget that from time to time. Sorry if that leaves a burn mark." Ida would just nod, saying, "No, it's fine. Plus, you got us the victory. So, you know, I can, it's fine." And Ida would proceed to, bow, saying, "Thank you." And Izuku would nod, and they would walk off. And eventually, Izuku, Ida walks down the stairs. Izuku just jumps from the second floor, which really was not that, high, and just lands on the ground, and just walks back, holding his blade, like, across his, back, just waiting. Him just walking back, and, the day would end, and eventually, Nezu did, see the recording. He was kind of like, he knew Izuku was kind of holding back, and he was kind of chuckling at the point where, he didn't notice, like, the confrontation between him and Bakugo, and sighing, like, oh God, with him just sighing, saying, "Oh God," with him just sighing, saying, oh no, this is gonna be a problem. And yeah. But anyways, eventually, Izuku would go home, and, well, you know, Izuku would proceed to, well, really not have that day have to talk to Nezu. And yeah. After that, well, what should I do next? After that, Izuku does actually do some vigilantism work. Seeing he doesn't have his hero costume there, well, at his house, which isn't, well, at his house, basically, he, well, proceeds to, well, more or less just, how would I put this? He gets his regular costume look, and he goes out. Immediately, well, knows where Eraserhead will be tonight, because, well, he goes out every single night, whether it be weekend or, well, other things like that, unless he has plans that night. But other than that, he goes out. He would see, well, Aizawa with another person there. Seemed to be, well, purple hair. Also proceeding to be kind of, well, training. Well, he's training someone, is a good thing. And proceed to walk to them and says, "Eraserhead." Immediately, the guy behind him proceeds to get into a fighting style and looking at Izuku. But he can't make up his face, but he can only make up basically his, well, anything below his shoulder. With him leaning on a, well, piece of metal, asking if he's busy. Aizawa would look at him saying, "No, I'm not. What do you want to talk about?" Izuku proceeding to get out of the shadows and walk forward, with Shinzo just being kind of like, "Wait, aren't you Dulic?" "Wait, what's going on?" With Izuku proceeding to sigh, saying, "Don't get out of here, kid. This is none of your business." "What do you mean it's none of my business?" Aizawa would say, "Shinzo, go. Trust me. I'll tell you about this later." With Shinzo sighing, saying, "Fine, sensei," and Wolf runs off. Izuku looks at him, saying, "Huh, I need to know who that kid is now." With Aizawa proceeding to look at him, saying, "Don't you dare." With Izuku looking at him, saying, "Did I touch... it seems I touched something close to home." And him saying, "Yeah, he's my, well, adopted son." Izuku saying, "Oh, in the adoptive business, I see. Oh, yes, you and Professor Mike were, well, are married, so it's not like you guys can make, well, a kid. Well, unless, well, Midnight proceeds to be your carrier. Have you asked her?" Aizawa looking at him very, like, kind of like just annoyed, saying, "Enough." Izuku would sigh, would, just chuckle, kind of, chuckling at the fact, and, gets his serious face on, saying, "Well, Want to know what I found out? With Aizawa nodding because he hasn't heard anything from Nezu yet. Izuku would explain what he knows, or what he told Nezu, and he would with Aizawa proceeding to nod, saying, "Yeah, I did figure those two, but after recording, I saw Izuku saying Uraraka, really is just helping her family, and Shoto, what I've seen on the streets, is just he's father issues, or he has daddy issues." What do you mean? Izuku didn't say, let's just say I heard from a little birdie that Endeavor was abusive in a matter of speaking. Wait, what? The number 2 hero abusive to his kid? Izuku saying, that's the only way you get eyes like that. Filled with hatred, or nothing but hatred. Also, he has another, I know you know this, but he has, 2 quirks, mixed together. One fire, one ice. Though I'm also assuming that he doesn't like using his fire side because he either reminds him of his father's or he thinks it's, his dad's. I suggest you put him through some, therapy. He's probably did it before when his mother, was sent to to an insane asylum. Though it does look like, from what I know, she is getting better every day now. Ever since this year, she's been getting quite better. There's also rumors saying that she may get out, from what I'm hearing. Aizawa look at him saying, how the hell do you know all that? How many spies do you have? Izuku would smile, saying, oh, how many do I have? Well, that's on a need-to-know basis. And until I know you're on my side, thick and through, you're not finding any of my information out. The only reason I'm giving you this information is because it's your class. Anything else, Also, I do suggest you do look at, Aiyama. Either his personality is all real, or it's completely fake. I can't tell yet. After the days, I still can't tell. He has, he must have, if he's faking, he has that mask put on tight, like I do. As I was just saying, yeah, you were very realistic with your act. You take lessons? Izuku would smile, saying, yes, yes I did. Do you like my performance? Aizawa would sigh, saying, whatever. With him looking at his phone and proceeding to call someone, saying, you can go. Is that all you need? With Izuku, saying, yeah, that's all I needed to say. Have a wonderful night. And, he would leave, and, Aizawa would, call Shinzo back, and Shinzo coming out of, the dark, saying, So, that's what's going on? There's a traitor? Aizawa being mad, saying, why were you listening to us? That was not your concern. With then father and son talking and bickering again, and, eventually, both got tired of bickering and fighting, bickering, and they eventually just went home. And that's where I'm going to leave it off for episode 2. If you guys like this and how I'm taking it out, how I'm making Izuku analysis, analysis people from the class 1A and class 1B. So, yeah. Also, if you guys want to know who the traitor is, you guys are going to have to keep watching to find that out. I'm not saying until a certain point, or until Izuku finds out who the per se traitor is. Because I think it's Aiyama actually in the the actual canon in the manga. So yeah. But anyways, I do hope you please if you like the video, you don't have to. Please subscribe, if you guys want to, subscribe to me. But if you do subscribe, please turn on notification because that will keep you up to date on all my videos that are coming out today as well as, in the future because I'm going to upload more now. So, yeah. And that's where I'm going to leave it off. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful life, and please wear a mask. The new DVD